Alrighty. Welcome back to PlayStation Education.
Yay!
You didn't do the Mario theme, it's okay.
Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. That's the one.
Yeah, it's not even the one you're... Anyway, welcome back to PlayStation Education. Today we're going to talk about Naughty Dog's Uncharted Drake's Fortune, which is the first of the Uncharted trilogy, currently on the PlayStation 3.
Drake, no!
Drake, no! This is the... This came out in 2007. Came out over a year into the lifespan of the PlayStation 3, and was the first major first-party game released by Sony. I liked it quite a bit when it came out. We are now over 6 years after its debut. How do you feel it turned out, James?
I thought it was really good. It's a good game, good game.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about... had you ever played Uncharted before?
Not really. I mean, like, the Felixes have it. And they're big fans of the game, and they play it all the time. And so we tried to play the co-op version. I'm guessing it's the second one here.
Yes, second one.
And it didn't work out that well because you actually didn't have much time, and we tried to... It was pretty much going through, this is what you have to do. These are the controls. We got killed 3 people before we had to go. So, I don't know if you can count that as actually playing it before.
I would probably try some later. Yes. So, how do you? You played the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about that story there. How do you feel about Nathan Drake as a character?
I think he's funny. I mean, I think he's a good character. I think there's interesting things. Like there's times where he's like, "Oh, we can't kill nobody," and he's no problem. Like, bang, you're dead, bang, you're dead, bang, you're dead, bang, you're dead. So that's kind of weird. But he's fun. He makes jokes along the way. Just pretty much a treasure hunter.
Mm-hmm. And why don't you tell us a little bit about his partner in crime, Sullivan?
Drake, no!
Victor Sullivan.
Gosh, do that. He's an older gentleman who apparently has a way with the ladies. Apparently. And he assists him in a lot of different ways. He flies the helicopter. He drives the boats.
Would you go as far to say he's the Han Solo to
Luke Skywalker?
To Drake's Luke Skywalker?
I think so. I think I would.
So who that would make Lena Chewbacca?
Not really, because A, Luke did not have a relationship with Chewbacca, and B, she was more Drake's partner, not Han Solo.
Yeah, but Luke Skywalker did not have a relationship with Leia, so I didn't want to say Leia.
Yeah, I think she would fall more along the lines of like C-3PO or R2-D2.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about Elena?
She's a reporter at the beginning of the first game who's just doing a story about Drake's, great grandfather or whatever. And they find the coffin, and she's expecting, a gross, icky body or whatever, and he was like, no, it's not gonna be one. She leaves it open, and it wasn't a body. It's another clue. Yep.
So how do you feel about them? The actual historical Sir Francis Drake, as far as we know, did not have any children. So how do you feel about he had a secret child, and that secret child had another child, had another child, had another child, and led him to Drake, world famous treasure hunter. How do you feel about that as a origin story?
Kind of overused. Like he never had any kids. Everybody at the same time would go, yeah, he did. Secret child, love child. I mean, it's one of those things that it makes for a good story, but it just slightly overused a bit.
Okay, so why don't you tell us what's your favorite thing about the first game? What's something that really stands out about it that makes you go, wow, this is a good game, this is a solid game?
The fact that it had a lot of different variables. I mean, you drive the vehicle, you had sneak, you have to hide and cover yourself. Shooting game. There's also the kind of creepy factor when you're crawling through the sewers while those creatures.
We won't quite use the Z word.
No. We shan't.
So, good question here. Games like Modern Warfare have single-player games that are famous for having those kind of variables. What makes this game stand out among other games that have good set pieces, I think is the word for it?
It's different in the sense that most of those games, like Modern Warfare, any kind of Call of Duty relates, it's like the army or military based. Like even Halo is kind of like a military based thing. This isn't. It's, this dude pretending to be a dude, pretending to be another dude. No. It's this guy who's got a partner, and they go around looking for treasure. I mean, there's like an entire army. You hardly have anyone helping you.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a different aspect.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel about them 6-axis controls?
Hated. Oh yeah, hated it.
Yeah, so this was from a period of time where every game felt obligated to put in some form of 6-axis control. We're going to put in 6-axis control. It's going to be the future. No, you're not.
I kind of like the idea, but being able to tie that in with the controller where you're hitting all these buttons and people go like this all the time anyways when they're playing. I don't think it's not worth it really. Mm-hmm. I mean the Wii kind of has that, and even then it's
kind of iffy.
Only because it's different. Everyone start doing that.
I'm gonna go on the record and say that I am not a fan of motion control. Even when it's done right, it doesn't feel right. I think Gabe Newell, I probably know for Steam and the Valve, the company behind Portal and Half-Life. I think it was him who said that with motion control, you're limited. You only have so many different variables, and even to do something like jerk your arm left takes a full, half a second to do. Versus a controller where you have 30 plus different inputs and outputs you can do in a micro fraction of a second. So motion controls actually is making it more difficult for you to control and giving you actually less precision. And
until they make the virtual reality, we put the helmet on and boom, everything you do, he does exactly movement. It kind of sucks.
well, even then, something like reload rifle. If you did that, you'd have to go like this, reload the rifle, and that takes time versus press X.
Yay!
But that's neither here nor there. Yes, outside of the 6-axis controls, how did you feel the game controlled, considering its age?
Really well. Just really well. I mean, I don't know what to put on the movement. My thing is the camera, since I was the first-person shooter, you see through his eyes, you can see part of the gun, and you aim everything. Well, they're trying to make him in the center, but without using him to block everything in front of him. So the camera got annoying a lot, and the small guy when you're in the catacombs and such, that got real annoying. So trying to maneuver him through that was a pain. But besides that, it was good.
Yeah. So what's one thing you hope they definitely keep for the second game, and what's one thing you hope they definitely change for the second game?
Well, the change one's pretty obvious.
Yes. Okay.
We don't even have to touch that one. I mean, I want them to keep. Well. About the game itself, or it's
whether it's a gameplay mechanic, whether it's a particular type of set piece, whether it's certain characters or character traits, anything, something that really sticks out to you.
The humor, in the sense it's not obviously not everything's a one-liner, but the occasional one-liner thrown in there, and just make the game a little more lively.
Okay. And outside of the camera, what's one thing you would fix if you could?
Outside of the camera, I'd fix. Better guns quicker. I mean, because it went on obviously slow by slow, you could get better guns, but I felt like I was stuck with those two same, crappy pistol, crappy assault rifle for the entire game. And it was it took 5 shots to kill anyone, and 12 for those fat guys. For whatever reason,
we're fat guys.
We're fat, so bullets just bounce right off us. Should they shoot us 1,000,000 times?
So, final question: what was your favorite set piece from the game, and why?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Don't know. I think the game in general was good. I mean, I like the story, how things changed. It wasn't very predictable. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the same thing after the same thing. Each chapter, if you will, it changed a little bit.
Yes.
Like I said, how it covered. You drove a vehicle, you shot. You had the scare factor, everything.
Yeah. I'll share mine. My favorite set piece actually wasn't one of the action set pieces. It was the submarine. When the submarine's there, you're just like, what the heck is a submarine doing here? And you climb in it, and it's just real slow going. You're just going through, trying to find the clues. That's something that felt extremely Indiana Jones to me, and I felt that was a very good set piece showing something like that versus an actual movie. There isn't a huge gulf because there's only so much control you can do in that, but it still felt cool. Still felt cool climbing up, jumping into the water, and then climbing up on the submarine and going through and finding the Nazi skeleton. You'd have to play the game to understand. Alrighty, so closing. I'm not going to have you give a traditional rating. Instead, I'm going to give a would you recommend it? If so, who would you recommend it to? And who would you say this game probably isn't for?
Well, it's a really good game. I recommend it for anyone who likes adventure games in general. I mean, anyone who pretty much plays a PlayStation is going to like this game, unless you're like Jake and only play for the Madden games. Probably won't like it. So, not recommend it. Faint of heart.
The Faint of Heart?
No, it wasn't really bad or even gore or anything like that. But, yeah, adventure games are obviously pretty dang popular. That's what I'm saying. You know, if you like adventure games, you definitely want to play this. But it's one of those really high up there adventure games. So there's a few adventure games you're like, oh, I can take this.
Yeah.
But if you aren't a fan of adventure, you're not gonna like this game.
Okay.
So that's all it is. It's adventure.
There you go. So, yeah, it pretty much sums it up. Thank you. We will be knee deep in Uncharted 2: Among Thieves. Yes, coming up soon, and I think you'll enjoy some of the changes they've made for this game. It is quite good.
Quick.
And then we'll have more games to follow. So this has been your PlayStation education.
It's amazing how we do this and we're wearing the same clothes. It's like
this is it's our unofficial uniform.
It's like we time this perfectly. Like every week or something, we wear the same. These are our Monday clothes.
Yeah, it's just every week.
Even though it's Tuesday. They don't know that. Why would you say that?
No.
It's Monday for them.
Okay, Monday for them. So this is.
Yeah, it's Monday. It's still Monday. Barely, but it's Monday. Barely.
So this is your Super Bassette brothers telling you to always remember, don't tap with the glass, and remember, Nate, no!
The gorillas are gonna get you.